this stuff is only a sideshow. At the end of the day, I don't think a Reddit forum could bring the house down.
Sometimes even I lose perspective. Picture the retirees, the hourly worker, the innocent time card punching, factory employees humping it out of bed every day. Sold the idea that the playing field is level. But we both know the playing field is tilted like a crap stable in Tombstone, Arizona.
The market is rarely bedrock.
Every dollar that he takes through fraud, insider information, market manipulation is a dollar taken away from one of those folks who earned it.
Three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Howdy y'all, I hope you had a great day. Silver Trade here again with another video. XRT is at 463.21% short, and literally every other hour I'm checking to see if there's a new filing on GameStop. I'll let y'all know the second I see something. So we all know that DFV sold his Chewy position and might have made about $262 million from it. $262 million also just so happened to be the cash value of his last known and confirmed position on GME. I'm sure he's still holding his 9,001,000 shares of GME. Like we've talked about before, the reason that Roaring Kitty owns 9,001,000 shares is that's exactly how many Ryan Cohen bought back in 2020. Whenever Ryan Cohen bought that 9 million shares in 1,000 back in 2020, it ran from about $1 up to about $5.50 pretty quickly. But don't forget, we did have less shares outstanding back then. A lot of people noticed whenever DFE was posting memes that he kept doubling the amount of memes that he would post per day. It's pretty funny how on National Cat Day, we don't get a post from him, but GameStop runs 10.5% and is looking really good. Please remember, none of this is financial advice, and we are not financial advisors. This video is made for entertainment purposes only. But good is an understatement. The chart's looking great. We've got rising volume, we're outside of the Bollinger Bands, and they were kind of tight. We're bouncing off the 200 moving average, quote unquote, and the middle line is about to cross this red line, the 50 moving average. Last time we did that was right here, and this was the day before the red line and the blue line crossed. We've got a ridiculous amount of bullish indicators popping up on it too. And the midline is just the middle point of the Bollinger Bands. And if we were to draw a Fibonacci retracement from this low right here of about $10 up to about $29 right here, we haven't gone below the 50% of that Fibonacci retracement since we got above it. And as of Monday, we got above this line right here. This red line is the midline, or the 50%, and this line above it is the 0.382. And since we came down and bounced off the midline going through the 0.382, it's very easy to assume that we might see this $25 level hit. If you've never looked into Fibonacci retracements before, you should totally check them out. GME's trading volume has also increased a lot over these last couple of days, which really makes me think that Roaring Kitty is buying his way back into GME with those shares, doubling down on his current position of 9 million. If he were to double down, he would have 18 million shares in 2000, which still is not even half as many as Ryan Cohen bought with his own money. And if Roaring Kitty does decide to double down and buy another 9,001,000 shares at the price of $24 per share, that would only be $216 million, which is less than he just sold out of Chewy for. Maybe he was waiting to double down until we got out of this giant Dorito. And back in 2020, whenever Ryan Cohen did buy up those shares, it forced the price up a good bit, and then it took quite some time, and in 2021 is when it really started to run. And I'm sure you've heard about how Biden said all Trump fans are trash, and literally one day later, Trump had a garbage truck with his logo printed on the side of it.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden. And I think 250 million.
It took him one day. On the same day that DFV filed his 13G form saying that he sold Chewy, so yesterday, Computershare came out and said that they were experiencing some issues. Don't forget, he was wearing a costume on his last live stream. Could this be another hint at Halloween? The Chicago Exchange had a trade come through for GameStop for $1.7 million. Typically, we only see these kinds of things whenever there's going to be a good run coming. I'm not entirely sure about that, but a lot of people in the comments were agreeing with him. I also wonder, is Roaring Kitty selling out of his Chewy position to move into a KOSS position? KOSS has earnings tomorrow on the 31st. They only have a market cap of 67 million right now. And if you were to dump $200 something million into a $60 million stock, that would be pretty unexpected. And we all know that KOSS is part of the basket stocks that GameStop is also a part of. And I wonder if his long-term plan is to hit all of the companies in that basket. GameStop's RSI has also not been this high since June 5th. Could avocado in my anus be an acronym for AIMA? The acronym for AIMA is the Alternative Investment Management Association. AIMA is the global representative of the alternative investment industry, with around 2,100 corporate members in over 60 countries. AIMA promotes the best interests of the alternative investment industry in order to enhance the wider understanding of its function. We have cultivated positive relationships with regulatory, physical, and government authorities and media outlets around the world. This is straight tinfoil, but could this be what avocado in my anus means? People have always pointed out how when Bitcoin starts to run, GameStop's not far behind, and when it's dumping, GameStop is also not far behind. Lately, Bitcoin's been at all-time highs, and as usual, GameStop's still lagging behind, and we have the election coming up soon. And don't forget, there are some very large individual investors. Russia was trying to fine Google $20 decillion, which is obviously a total. And right now, mortgage rates are at 7.23%, all-time highs, even while homes are also at all-time highs in America. And these are now being posted on trash cans in New York City. I mean, what the heck? But GameStop is in an amazing position, and we are really excited to see what comes of it. Thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. I hope you have a great evening, and God bless.
Campbell is never gonna beat me in November. Donna's gonna make the country better than you can remember.